Okay, happy belated New Year, everybody, and all the subscribers who are watching from the Anvil. It is me, James, yet again. If you think that I celebrated New Year's Eve with a bang, well, guess what? No, I didn't. I actually went to bed at 11 o'clock on New Year's Eve because I had to work the next day. I didn't even get to watch the West Ham game, but I'm not going to complain about it though. Got in from work about 4 o'clock my time, watched the game on DAZN and did all my notes for it. And yeah, I'm going to do my aftermath of the game now, where it finished Crystal Palace 2, West Ham United 3 at Selhurst Park. Good way to start off 2022 with a London derby, and nonetheless a West Ham win. I have watched the game. I did see a few things on Twitter there every now and again, but I wanted to see the game with my own eyes so I could give a more original and just a more personal review of it. And I have to say, West Ham were, in the end, a bit fortuitous to win that game, not at least because Crystal Palace was the more dominant team, especially at the start of either half. When West Ham went 2-0 up very quickly, it was a very nice surprise. Obviously, we do want the team to be winning and having the lead in games. And it was nice, actually, that West Ham were being proactive rather than reactive and having to go behind before they start getting goals in. Having said that, West Ham wasn't really the better team for the most part. A lot of Palace fans have been on Twitter to say that they feel a bit aggravated by the result because Palace deserved probably something from this game. I'm not even going to lie to you. Palace did deserve something in the end. And the fact that they pulled it back to 3-2 late on, I don't know what it is with West Ham going 3-0 up in games and then nearly blowing it. We did it last season so many times, especially in the second half of last season. But, you know, West Ham got 3 points in the end, and all I care about is the win. Back-to-back wins for us, and a good little bit of form to kickstart the year. Starting lineup, Declan Rice came in for Mark Noble. Rice had finished his suspension. Rice making his 150th Premier League appearance, the youngest West Ham player in West Ham's Premier League history to do so. And he turns 23 in around 2 weeks' time as well. So everything he's done thus far in his career is amazing at this point, and it can only get better for him from there. But that pretty much unchanged team, like I say. First half started off really with Palace hitting the post 45 seconds in, so nearly the bad start for West Ham. We never ever start a game as of late on the up. We never start off the more dominant team. We have to let teams come into us before we actually dominate. And this was, again, the case in this game. Palace were on the up from the off. West Ham did not dictate anything in that game. Didn't dictate the flow of the ball, didn't dictate possession, definitely did not dictate the chances. Couldn't get the ball out of Palace's half. And when we did, we started to liven up. Sofal hit the ball off target after some good passing work around Palace's box. Antonio ended up making it 1-0 anyway. So that was a nice surprise. Benrahma got the assist on this, and I actually have to say, it reminded me of the Burnley goal last season when we beat Burnley 2-1 at Turf Moor. Benrahma whipped it in pretty much from that same spot. Antonio got a faint touch on it to put it into the net. I actually don't think, having looked at the replays, that Benrahma did assist it. I think Benrahma's cross/shot went straight into the net and Antonio never touched it. But either way, Antonio got a goal and no complaints again. Just before that, Benrahma had headed a ball at Gaeta and he was lying on the ground and he punched it with his palm. I don't know what it is about Gaeta, but I've called him the Croydon Casillas before because that's exactly what he's turned into every time he's played against us. Some real goalkeeping from him. Wasn't probably in the best of moods because he just conceded a goal, and I suppose that goal came despite West Ham's poor start to the game, but it was 2-0 3 minutes later. Lanzini, what a lovely goal. He just loves scoring against Crystal Palace, does Manuel, and this was just beautiful. Rice with a run on it. Lanzini, he's got a few players around him, but he's managed just to keep the ball, like, dribble it up in the air like that, and fire it high, off bar, and into the net. Really sublime finish from Lanzini. who is finding his form at the right time. I think that had Fornals fully recovered from COVID and was fully fit, he would have started over Lanzini. That's just fate, in a way. And Lanzini now deserves a starting place in the team. He's got to start. Been knocking on the door for quite a while, having come off the bench a few times and made an impact. Now that he's starting, he's looking like a shadow of his former self pre the ACL injury. He just reminded everybody of what he can do. He reminded everyone of his quality. Because we had people saying that he was finished at the club around this time last year. He's not finished. Moyes kept him on because Moyes knew exactly what this player could do. And keeping Manu on was a good thing in the end. Not just for depth, but he's been passed around a bit and found a new role in the team which he can embrace, a new role which he's comfortable with. And he's replicating that now at West Ham. What he's learnt from Moyes, he's doing it now in the first team. So Moyes deserves a bit of credit for how he's developed Lanzini. And it was 2-0 at this point. Palace played into West Ham's traffic a lot. It's like they were going straight at him like a game of chicken, I would say as an analogy. So this is the West Ham player and this is the Palace player. They were like going that each time while they're dribbling the ball, getting that close. Odsonne Edouard hit the bar, which was a nervy moment. Fabianski made some pretty decent saves in that half as well. He had a really good goalkeeping performance. Actually, both goalkeepers did pretty well to keep the teams in it, or at least tried to. Fabianski was a good last line of defence. Then around the 45-minute mark, I saw something which was a clear handball by Miljovic. Is it... how do you pronounce... I'll just go try and pronounce his name. Miljovic, the number 4, Serbian guy. I just call him Luka. So Luka handballs. Very obvious handball. Anyone who says it's not handball, just look at it again. It was blatant handball. The referee was asked to VAR check it, and rightly so. It was penalty. I've been critical of VAR, but that was definitely a penalty there. And it was deliberate from the Serbian midfielder. Lanzini's up to take it, to get his second of the game. It's been a while since he's had a brace in the game. I think probably the last time he did it was against Everton on the last day of the 2017-18 season. And lo and behold, Lanzini put it into the net. 3-0 West Ham going into half-time. Good half, I suppose, but Palace still were the more dominant team and will feel a bit, at this point, like they should have got something in that half. Second half, I don't know why, but Masuaku came on for Ben Johnson. Masuaku as a starter is not actually great, but as a substitute, he doesn't do too badly. Palace started positively yet again, made use of space, made use of crossing. Some defensive work by West Ham. Thomas Souček was actually reverting back to a more defensive role. He was often in the box clearing balls away with his head. Palace made a sub and went to a 4-4-2 formation. Mateta came on for Luka. So a more attacking change. Striker on for a midfielder. Dawson was called upon to defend. And I think, although that Diop and Dawson aren't exactly a great pairing, it's usually Dawson who does more work than Diop. Diop didn't even hear his name mentioned once by those commentators in the second half. He was non-existent. Maybe he just needs the right defensive teammates. I don't know what it is with him. When he works with Zuma, it's different to when he works with Dawson. When he was with Obona, it was different as well. It's one of those things. I honestly don't know where he's going wrong there. It's not the manager, that's for sure. He needs the right defensive players and needs just some confidence in him for his defensive teammates. Palace made another sub, but Michael Olise came on for Christian Benteke. West Ham made a sub. Ben Rama came off for Vlasic. Ben Rama won't be seeing him for a while now because he's going to the AFCON with Algeria. Vlasic has looked good every time he's come on for us. Scored his first ever West Ham goal in the last game. Came off the bench in that as well. And he came on for the remainder of the second half. Vlasic always looks energetic when he comes on. He did in this game. He made a run into the box trying to pick out a player. Didn't get there, but it's the energy and the desire and the commitment that he showed to try and commit himself to doing something in the game. Riedewald came on for Will Hughes, and Palace got forward. And in the last 10 minutes, they made it squeaky bum time when Edouard scored a goal. Olise with the cross, quite similar actually to the Antonio goal. Since they crossed it in, faint touch into the net. Edouard scored for Palace. Fabianski dove the wrong way, so that doesn't really help. Olise came on for Palace, and I'm not a Crystal Palace fan, what I can tell you is he looks a real gem of a player. So energetic and so attacking-minded when he came on. He dominated that right side of the field for them soon after he came on. He got through quite nicely when it came to beating our defence. And Vieira made the right substitutions in that second half. He brought on subs that revitalised Palace and made them a more bigger threat. And it did kind of work for them. Palace put more players forward and started to pass the ball on the ground a bit more just to make things a little simpler. Olise was standing up to take a free kick on the edge of the area. Stoppage time was approaching. He curled it in with a left-footed effort. 3-2. Getting really nervy at this point, but thankfully West Ham held on. West Ham held on and got those 3 points. Palace fans, like I say, are going to be very frustrated with that because they'll feel like they should have got something out of that game. And their side didn't in the end, so I can totally understand why. Were we a bit lucky? Yeah, we were. But 3 points is all that matters. And Lanzini has found his form at the right time. Let's talk Lanzini. Unplayable in that game. Jules got his shine back. I said in another video, Jules got his shine back. Benrahma's off to AFCON. We need a player who can play in that role. We got Vlasic, who I would actually trust to play in that. We've also got Lanzini, who could also operate in Benrahma's position. He reminded everybody of his class and the reason why he was so loved in his first 2 or 3 seasons at West Ham. He's a very instrumental player in the team. And even went on Instagram and said that he feels a lot more important. Something along the lines of, he feels like he's got some importance now in his playing and in his life. And I think he does. He suffered a lot over the years because he had an ACL injury. He's not been playing. He's not been scoring goals. He needed some bright sparks, scoring that equaliser against Spurs and that 3-3 draw. Obviously, he's been scoring this season. He's been playing a playmaker role. Lanzini's going to be that playmaker that can fill in for Benrahma. And that's nice to know. That's reassuring. I would actually be tempted not to sign an attacking midfielder in January because I think we have a little bit of depth for that. And, yeah, Lanzini can provide that. Other good mentions. Antonio got a goal, which was really good of him. Declan Rice, outstanding yet again. Souček's defensive contributions were outstanding. And I think the whole team, in the end, got that win. Albeit, maybe not fully deserved, but that is what it is. You can't moan when we win. Thank you very much for watching the aftermath. If you liked the video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Luckily for you lot, I've got my scouting report videos coming back. So you're going to see who I want West Ham to sign and who I'd recommend. This time, I'm not going for really obscure leagues. I'm mainly scouting Western European leagues and choosing players from there that I think would be good for West Ham. My last scouting reports did actually have some good players on there. So just watch and listen. Thank you very much for watching. As per usual, take care, everybody. Happy New Year, and I will see you all soon.